YouTube, this is Son of Liberty, and thanks for stopping by the channel today. Alright, so I'm on my way to the range to do some testing and evaluation of a few products that I've got on the table for review that's going to be coming up. The first one is from a company called HYVE. They make these really slick, nice, clean magazine extensions for the Glock 42, the 43, some other guns. The other product that I'm going to be testing is from a company called TUCTITE. Now they make this really nice suite. It's called the Annex Appendix Rig. This thing is just really clean looking. I've had my eye on their products for a while. One of the things that I really love is their implementation here of the Raven Claw. Again, I think it's one of the best products that have came out for appendix holsters. So anyway, before I really start carrying this thing on a regular basis, I need to test some things. So let's go ahead and take care of that and see what we got. Alright, just got to the range, got everything set up here, and first and foremost, I am going to be working from the TUCTITE Appendix Holster Rig, but I'll also be testing these at the same time. So let's go ahead and get to it. Alright guys, so once my testing was complete at the range, that enabled me to move forward with carrying the holster on a regular basis. As you guys saw in the very beginning of the video, I was simultaneously testing several products. One being the HYVE technology extended base pads for the Glock magazine, and so I had to test those and verify that those were safe for me to carry before I could go on to carrying the TUCTITE appendix system. So as you guys saw, I had great results at the range for both products, but I am really happy with this appendix setup here. But let's take a closer look at it and let's go over some of the features. Alright guys, so let's talk about some of the features of this holster, and believe it or not, there's actually quite a few. Now first I want to talk about its design features and its benefits. Now this is two pieces of kydex that have been bolted together. Now this is a benefit versus one piece of kydex that has been folded over in a clam style design. By doing this, it gives the holster a much more slimmer, low profile, as you can see here. Now the other benefit is that the company is able to offer its customers much more options of customization. Now as you can see here, I've got a tan back piece of kydex with a different design, or a it's called a hex spectra, I believe. And again, this is just a different style design. Now there are going to be some upcharges depending on how you build your particular holster, as some other companies are starting to offer, but again, it's all personal preference. But again, it just gives the end user, the customer, much more options of customization, okay, which I think is a not only a benefit to the customer, it also aids in keeping that company very competitive in today's market. Now, the next feature I want to talk about is its clip design. Now, these clips have a larger hole here on the bottom, and what that does is that enables these clips to independently move and cant. Okay, now the reason why I think that this is a benefit versus just having two holes drilled in into where there is no movement in this, I generally will run my clips up and down. However, I do leave some slack in this screw. I'll back it out just a hair, and the reason for doing so is I am, going through my day-to-day activities. Sometimes I will find myself, whether I'll be getting in the back of the truck or be bending over to pick something up, I may find myself just in an unorthodox position, and with the clips set up the way that I've got them, it just gives more flexibility and some movement to the actual clips, and that is just going to aid and not creating any kind of binding in the actual hardware itself. Now, the other feature I want to mention, of course, as I did mention previously, is the raving concealment belt claw. I believe that this is one of the most advantageous things that you can have to any appendix holster. Alright, now this actually works in conjunction with this, what I like to call the buffer pad. Okay, now you can kind of see a little bit, you can see, let me grab something here real quick. The outside of this is sets up a little bit higher. You can see that the angle as it kind of slopes down. So what it actually does is it pushes the this portion of the Kydex holster up. Okay, in conjunction with this belt claw, as you tighten your belt, it will actually bring the firearm closer to your body, and this is the portion that is always going to be the area or the portion of the firearm that actually generally will give somebody away in printing. Okay, is this is generally the magazine. So again, the belt claw works in conjunction with this buffer pad in order to bring the butt of the firearm, if you will, closer to your body. Now, one of the other things that I want to mention is the option that these guys have given you to run your magazine with the rounds facing either towards the gun or away from the gun. It's all personal preference. Now, I like to run mine with the rounds facing towards the firearm. Now, there are a lot of companies that will not give you any other option, okay, other than rounds facing towards the gun. So I think that that is one of the added benefits that this company offers its customers. Now, one of the things that this has, of course, just like most other setups, is, of course, its retention screw. Now, I generally, and I'll show you here, we are dealing with a safe firearm. I generally will leave mine very loose, and that just aids in draws. Okay, I want as least amount of resistance as possible. Now, speaking of which, the company actually sent me this stuff called Quick Draw. It's a lubricant. You basically spray it on the inside of the holster, and believe it or not, it actually works. Now, I was very skeptical when I saw this on their website. I generally don't buy into this type of stuff, and as a matter of fact, this is the only stuff on the market that I've ever seen, to my knowledge. Now, you can see here that that it decreases drag for faster draw, helps the feel of the gun in the holster, and it protects its finish of your firearm for micro abrasions. Now, when we talk about micro abrasions, I will show you from another holster that I carry. This is my Glock 19, and you can see all these abrasions here on the slide. Same thing on the opposite side there. And I mean, it's not going to come off. So anyway, it doesn't, that's not something that really bothers me. But there are some people that it is going to bother. I run this thing like a scalded dog. I really, I don't care about the finish. I do a lot of one-handed manipulations with it. I know sometimes after I'll get done, there'll be pieces of plastic inside of here that I'll have to clean off and so forth. So anyway, there are a lot of people who, you know, pay a lot of money for their guns, and that is going to be something that is going to be a selling point for them. So when you first get your holster, it is already going to come pre-treated. So again, you can just spray this in here. And now, according to the paperwork here, it is good for between 50 and 100 draws. And I can say that that's probably about right. I ran it until I could tell that it was gone, and once I started to feel more drag on the actual gun itself, I just loosened the screw. You know, again, it's just personal preference. I can see a benefit to it now that it actually works. So again, if this is something that you're interested in, this is a separate purchase that you do have to buy. Now, some of the other things that he actually sent me was some lubricant here. Now, this stuff called Batterborn. We have some grease fortified with PTFE, lubricant and protectant, and then we have this other high purity oil. Now, one of the additional things that he sent me was this stuff called Breakthrough. Now, it's a solvent. I have not, in all honesty, had the opportunity to thoroughly test these oils, all right, or these lubricants. Okay, if you want to, you can message me sometime down the road, and I will use this stuff. I was very appreciative that he sent this, and I'm not aware that if any of this stuff actually comes with the holster. I'm going to say that it doesn't, but again, it is something that he does offer through his website. Now, he sent me, to my knowledge, every holster that you're going to get is going to come with some Loctite. Now, this is the red Loctite, so this is the good stuff. So if you want to actually lock your screws down, you do have that option to do so. I would advise against it. Again, that is going to be personal preference. Everybody's going to run their system and their setup a little bit differently. All right. Now, he also included some vinyl stickers, which are really high quality. These were very, very nice, and he also included a couple business cards with my holster as well. So anyway, just the whole experience with this company has been very good from the very beginning. I've been in communication with him while I've been testing this, and he's very excited to see this review. So anyway, guys, I hope that that you hopefully after watching this that it helped make your decision to pull the trigger on one of these holsters. I'll have to say that in comparison to other companies, he is going to be right there on par with everybody else. But you know, I can tell you this, that you are going to get what you paid for. This is a high-end company. You know, if you're wanting something cheaper, you know, this is not going to be the route to go. But if you want something that is good, that has a lot of attention to detail, that is high quality, you will achieve that with this company, TUCTITE. So anyway, guys, if you have any other questions, feel free to leave those in the comment section down below. Go ahead and push that like button. That helps get this video out there to more people. And until next time, guys, take care, stay safe.